It is Thursday. Your time is 2 p.m. You're watching another live broadcast of Market View ERS Tax Talk right here on Eswatini TV. I am Notile Sitole. Glad to have you on the program. Every year, the Eswatini Revenue Service calls on eligible taxpayers to submit their annual income tax returns in accordance with the provisions of the Income Tax Order of 1975 as amended. Over the next two episodes of this weekly broadcast, the Eswatini Revenue Service will be providing guidance on this subject. Today, being the first installment, we will focus on who must submit an annual income tax return, who qualifies for exemption, and the filing deadlines you must observe. But first, our business stories. In our business news, Dumsiles Melane of Melani Leather Eswatini has scooped the Entrepreneur of the Year award for the whole region, taking home 30,000 Malangini, as she also won the Regional Outstanding Woman-Owned Business Award. The business creates high-quality, locally made products that compete with international standards. The business specializes in the production of laptop bags, tablets and iPad sleeves, wallets, rugs, corporate gifts, and a wide range of custom leather accessories. Speaking after the event, Simelane attributed her win to perseverance and hard work. The event was held at Sibanesami in Eswatini.
The winner has dedicated the award to never giving up despite facing challenges, saying perseverance, determination, and hard work have been key to her success.
Ngisemangele nanyana lokwendeke kaMelane. Basi kuko konke nje ngifuna ukubongela kuma sectors la ngisupportile kuze ngibe la ngikhona khona. Labafaka ekhathi bo Taiwan ICDF, IPA, SEDCO naye bese kuba ngiswasa ngema standards, bese kuba ngicommerce, bese kakhulu bese kuba ma customers
The Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade, Honorable Manqoba Khumalo, highlighted the whole region's participation in the awards, outlining the total number of businesses that entered the competition, including the number of women-owned and men-owned businesses that took part.
Of the 362 applicants or applications that were received nationally this year, 81 came right here in the whole region, which is close to a quarter of the national total. Of these 81 applicants, 43 are women and 38 are men. This is the most even split between women-led businesses and men-led businesses in any region this year. Business services have led the applications, followed by agriculture and retail, a spread that reflects Ho's own character as a region that trades in everything from produce to professional services. This region carries a lot of weight in our economy. Through the Ngwenya border post, Ho sits as the gateway through which most of our trade within the Southern African region passes through, and businesses are built here, do find themselves being exposed to many opportunities. Our ministry continues to work on making it easier to formalize and grow businesses, and through initiatives like Ingelo Certification Scheme to open new markets for the products made right here in the kingdom.
First National Bank's Chief Executive Officer, Thokozani Dlamini, who was represented by the Small and Medium Enterprises Lead, reiterated the bank's commitment to supporting small and medium enterprises through initiatives aimed at promoting business growth and entrepreneurship.
All our SMEs need is a conducive environment and support to help them start, to help them run, and to help them grow their businesses. And this is why, as First National Bank, we have made a deliberate decision to bring support closer to entrepreneurs across all 4 regions. F&B growth forums.
9 businesses in different categories also took home 10,000 emalangeni each in the whole region. In total, F&B Eswatini and its foundation have issued about 200,000 emalangeni in the regional awards, which started in Lubombo on Monday. Reporting, Nelson Ngamandla, Derek Msibi and Emmanuel Dlamini, Ezulwini.
First National Bank Eswatini has developed a business toolkit to help businesses measure their profitability. This has been shared by Dumsanis Kosana, F&B Eswatini Commercial Sales Manager, during the First National Bank Small and Medium Enterprises Growth Forum at Sibanisami, Ezulwini.
Ngokusebenzisana nabo business, we have discovered ukuthi they do have the business acumen skills sekukhiqida imikhiqido labayimikisa ema-customer awo, kodwa bedela ama-measuring tools ekuthi lo mkhiqido wabo ukhiqideka nge-fashion yekuthi i-profitable or ayisiko profitable. We have as an institution developed a business toolkit that would help empower business ukuthi on a daily basis loyo mkhiqido wawo bakhona ukubona and bakhona nekubona ukuthi bahamba in the right direction around them making profit, and also nekufika lapho khona bangaba able ku reserve funds should kutaba nesidingo sokuthi bakhone kubhadala bo ERS. Leli tools licukethe kakhulu because licukethe na i-break-even calculator, i-loan calculator. Sithi business before basukume emakhaya bede batawufuna i-loan from any financial institution, leli tools aliba-assist ukuthi bathi kokuthi ba-expecte ukuthi bangabhadala malini on a monthly basis. Le break-even calculator yona isita kakhulu lokuthi is-assiste the entrepreneurs kokuthi bakhona kwakha a-decision yeku-grow the business, and they should know kokuthi kulo mkhiqido wabo kumele bakhicide kangakanani ukuze bafike khona lapho ba-profitable khona. And namuhla sibone kakhulu eMaswati ayithakasela kakhulu leli thulusi leli tobasita ukuthi bakhulise imikhiqido. Kungaba kukhuthatha nje ukuthi eMaswati akasonzele kithi atolithola leli thulusi kuze atokhona kumejarisha imikhiqido yawo on a daily basis.
And you're up to date with some of the latest in business. Let's chat with the Eswatini Revenue Service after this.
Attention retailers, importers, clearing agents and customs brokers. All television sets and decoders entering the Kingdom of Eswatini now require mandatory ESTVA authorization before customs clearance. No clearance without valid ESTVA import permit. Don't risk delays at the border. Submit your application 24 to 48 hours before your shipment arrives. We process complete applications in just 1 to 2 working days. Our QR coded permits make the verification quick and easy. Always double check your HS codes and quantities for smooth compliance. The process is simple. Step 1. Submit your completed application form. Annex A with product line items for TVs, decoders, and commercial invoice. Step 2. Eswatini TV reviews and approves. Step 3. Make payment and complete verification. Step 4. Receive your permit. Step 5. Clear customs smoothly at the border. Make sure you have all your required documents, a completed application form, Annex A detailing your product line items, commercial invoice, valid TV retailer license, and letter of authority if applicable. Our permits feature QR codes for easy border verification. For assistance, email us at license@eswatinitv.co.za or call our help desk. Apply before your shipment arrives. Ensure compliance and avoid delays. Remember, all TV sets and decoders entering the Kingdom of Eswatini must have a valid ESTVA import permit. Thank you. Act now.
Welcome back, and moving on to our segment. In our discussion with the ERS today, my guests are Nduduza Lamini, Manager of Marketing and Communication at the Eswatini Revenue Service, and Nkosi Mahlalela, Manager of Taxpayer Education and Information at the Eswatini Revenue Service. And today we begin a two-part discussion on the annual income tax return submissions and payment for the tax year that ended on June 2026, 30 June to be specific. And we unpack who is required to submit returns, who is exempt, how returns should be submitted, and the important filing deadlines that you need to know. Starting off, actually, a very good afternoon to you both. How are you guys?
Afternoon.
Good. My apologies, I almost got into it. But let's begin with you. What is the purpose of this public notice?
Thank you so much, Notsile. A good afternoon to you. A good afternoon also to our viewers. It is always a pleasure and humbling for the ERS to be part of this program where we discuss everything tax, where we unpack what our clients should expect. We are not only big on collecting, Notsile. I'm sure you've already noted that. We're also big on empowering our clients, walking the tax compliance journey with them. Today is not different. We are here with one of the biggest topics also when it comes to being tax compliant, where we are now speaking to your annual income tax return. So the notice really is speaking to who should file an income tax return, or rather an annual income tax return. These we are taking from the income tax order, section 33 as well as 38Bs in terms of income tax order 1975, where the Commissioner General is expected that every year, or rather annually, we will issue out a filing notice where we will unpack who should file and the manner that they should file their annual income tax returns, where should they file, and what are the deadlines in terms of paying and filing their returns. So this annual process of issuing out the notice enables our clients to be able to declare the income that they've made during the year of assessment, and also if they're entitled to any kind of like paybacks or refunds, this notice also guides them how should they come up with the declarations, and they are now entitled to maybe be refunded, as well as it's guiding them at the end of the day to remain tax compliant. So we are talking to the filing notice in terms of the tax year, which started 1 July 2025 to 30 June 2026. So we are talking to those clients, and we encourage all our taxpayers to do things on time. This notice is talking to deadlines, so we are encouraging our clients to file on time to ensure that they are compliant and they will avoid penalties and interest.
The Eswatini Revenue Service is not at war.
Definitely.
We just want you to file on time.
Yes.
Nduduza, coming to you, who is required to submit an income tax return?
Good afternoon to you, Notsile, and the viewers, and thanks for having us once again. So the law requires a quite number of categories of people to file and pay the income tax for this year. These include individuals who've sourced income from Eswatini, so probably people like who work in embassies. This also includes companies through their public officers, company directors, and employees who also earn more than one income. We're also looking for people who are also getting pension. So those should also file and pay for their income tax. We're also looking for church leaders. They should also file and pay. And we are also looking for professional bodies, people like your doctors, your lawyers, your consultants, members of parliament. These are also included as part of the categories of people who should file and pay. And then also including, I think this year the notice did stipulate that anyone who has an income and benefits which fringe from 1 million and above, these are also required to file and pay. But all in all, these are the categories and people who need to file. And lastly, just to also mention that should you want to also view this, it is available for you to see those different people who should be filing and paying for the income tax year for this year.
I like how this conversation is so timely. I'm just remembering how Tula just entered the chat. So the responsible taxpayers really need to do the right thing.
Definitely.
But who is not required to submit an income tax return?
Thank you so much, Notsile. Precisely, we do have those that are exempt from filing income tax return. Generally, if you're an employee and you have only just one employer and your entire employment income was subject to or was taxed under the final deduction system during the year of assessment, we really do not expect that you file an income tax return because your employer is the one responsible for remitting the tax which we term pay as you earn. And also we don't expect that, let me just make an example, if you changed employments or you changed employers during the year of assessment, but still you remained within the final tax deduction system, we don't expect that you file your income tax returns. As well as you've just made income through dividends, and that those dividends were subject to final withholding tax system during the year of assessment, we don't expect that you file your income tax return. However, Notile, having highlighted the exemptions, even if you generated your income from employment, if your income hit the 1 million emalangeni and above, this year we do expect that you file your income tax return, and we'll guide you. Like Nduduzo has already highlighted, who are we expecting to file? All this information is available in all our platforms, just so that you acquaint yourself and you know how to go about. We are starting the conversation today, and we'll still be available to handhold our clients on how to go about in terms of being compliant with the notice.
This is part one. The conversation is endless.
100%.
Nduduzo, Kabolenkosi has already mentioned who is exempted from filing their tax returns. How should taxpayers then be submitting their returns?
Thanks, Notila. So this one is quite easy. I think we've talked so much about Tax Easy. That's the portal which they are supposed to use. This portal is available on our website. They can just visit www.ers.org.nz and navigate to Tax Easy portal. They should be able to log in there, and that's where they will be required to file for their income tax returns. We do encourage everyone to go through our social media pages. We'll be putting step-by-step guides just to assist those people who need assistance in terms of how to navigate and how do you file. Should you not have a laptop or a smartphone which would assist you to use Tax Easy, we welcome you to also come to our service centers. We do have kiosks at the service centers which you could utilize for you to file on Tax Easy.
Right. Tax Easy is available for you, and so are the ERS service centers. Be sure to pay them a visit. So we've already highlighted that we're talking about submitting tax returns for financial year that concluded on June 30.
Yes.
What are the filing deadlines now?
Okay, I want to highlight also, Notile, as I'm about to point out the deadlines, that these deadlines speak not only to the filing, they also speak to the payment, should there be a payable as you are filing your return. So this year we expect that by the 31st of October 2026, all non-individual taxpayers, they file their returns. These include businesses, it includes non-VAT registered businesses, it includes also those businesses that are registered for VAT to file their returns by the 31st of October 2026. This also speaks to all our clients that are registered or that are enrolled under the presumptive tax. Please ensure that you diarize the 31st of October being the deadline, and we don't really expect that you then only just file and pay on the 31st of October. We are actually saying do that just before the 31st of October 2026. And then coming to the next deadline is the 30th of November 2026. That speaks to all individuals. If you earned employment income, it could be the 1 million and above. We expect that you file by the 30th of November 2026. It could be that you earned employment income from multiple sources for as long as you are an individual. This also speaks to the high net worth individuals and those that we term special group. Please ensure ensure that you mark the 30th of November for all individuals, 2026. And now we also have those clients that are not in alignment with the Commissioner's tax year in terms of 1 July to 30 June. We are saying whichever balance month that was approved for you, could be December, could be June, please ensure that after you've closed your year, ensure that within 120 days or within 4 months, you file your annual income tax return.
It's July now. I really do hope the clients are listening. It's July.
Yes.
By the way, and we still have a bit of time.
Definitely.
I like that the ERS is going to come back and we're going to unpack this a bit more.
Definitely.
So the key deadlines for the different clients, it's 31 October 2026, and we also have
30 November 2026.
30 November 2026.
Yes.
To do wrap it up for us, where would our clients be reaching out to the ERS service for inquiries?
Thanks, Notile. As mentioned prior, this information is going to be available on our social media. They can just search Eswatini Revenue Service. They should be able to get us. We are available on Facebook, TikTok, and also LinkedIn. And then also I did talk about step-by-step guides, which will also be available on YouTube, so they can also search us there. They should be able to get us. But should you need any info, they can also send us an email at info@ers.org.sz or send us a WhatsApp at 7606-3735. We are willing to assist them. They can also visit our service centers. We'll be able to take them through in terms of how they file their income tax for 2026.
Pay on time, file on time, make use of the tax ease. That was Nduduzo Dlamini and Tsibolenkosi Mahlalela, both from the ERS. And today we were talking about the annual income tax returns submission and payment for the tax year that ended on June 30 of 2026. This is the first part of the conversation. We're back. ERS Tax Talk continues after this.
Those that are in pain must forget all the problems they have. Because the things of the earth have got no answer. But the answer that we have is all morning. When I'm preaching here, I'm preaching to myself. I receive the Holy Spirit.
I declare that a turnaround is coming my way.
Turnaround is coming in my life.
Hello to all the viewers of Eswatini TV in the kingdom and beyond. Eswatini TV is regulated by the Eswatini Communications Commission through the Broadcasting Code and Broadcasting Guidelines. Under these instruments, the station commits to broadcasting information and news that have been fact-checked, programs and content in respectful language with no elements of hate speech, violence or sexual activity. If you hear any unsuitable content on this channel, you have a right to voice your complaints with the station management. Should you not be satisfied with the response or action taken, you can escalate your matter to the Communications Commission at PO Box 7811 Babani. Call 2406 7000 or send an email to info@esccom.org.sz. For more information, visit www.esccom.org.sz.
Welcome back. You're still watching Market View ERS Tech Talk, and moving on to our market analysis segment. In-house economist Sanele Sibia joins me in the studio. Mr. Sibia, good afternoon. Pleasure seeing you today. So, Brent crude is closing in on $100 per barrel, and similar to global central banks, we are expecting the South African Reserve Bank to announce its decision on interest rates in a couple of minutes. What's on your radar?
Thank you, Notzile. Good afternoon to you, and also good afternoon to the viewer. So what we're seeing is, the price of Brent crude is just a couple of dollars from that $100 per barrel mark, and so now that sent markets into shivers, and that happens when we have all of these interest rates decisions that have to be made. We are looking at the same in Europe, same in the US, and we've already had the South African Reserve Bank holding steady. So it's a confluence of issues there. So what we're seeing in markets is there is that recession, not a recession in the practical sense, but things receding back, pulling back. So in the US, we can see all indices are down. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is actually leading those losses purely because what we have in the US is we're also seeing the earnings from the tech stocks not really coming up very well, even though we're seeing a expansion in terms of expenditure around the AI-driven demand. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 6 points in today's trade. The Nasdaq Composite down 146 points. And the S&P 500 down 10 points in today's trade. Now, it's those geopolitical fears and the performance of the big names like your Tesla, Alphabet, and we're waiting to see how the Magnificent Seven is going to fare in today's trade. And then coming into the European markets, we know the European markets are very volatile and very reactive to the prices of Brent crude oil, and we have the ECB in radar as well to come up with their interest rate decision. So now with Brent crude oil up just about to kiss the $100 per barrel mark, and it seems the hostilities are not coming to an end anytime soon. So now we're seeing markets pulling back there with a recalibration of interest rate decisions, where markets are now expecting a 60-40 split in terms of increasing the interest rate and just holding it steady there. So we're seeing London down 11 points, but back on the 10,700 mark, struggling to return to the 10,800 mark. And then Germany is down 164 points, while the CAC 40 in Paris is down 96 points in today's trade. In Asia, we're seeing, that optimism from the likes of Alphabet driving, demand for semiconductors. So Asia is remaining relatively positive to that. But overall, on the trend, they are still below the two-week trends that we've been seeing, with the Nikkei down 307 points in today's trade. The Hang Seng in Hong Kong down up 318 points in today's trade, and the Shanghai Composite Index down up 9 points in today's trade. But overall, we are seeing an upward trend, but we are still below the levels that we saw a couple of weeks ago, which shows that the markets are really just on edge regarding this spike in the price of Brent crude oil. In terms of South African Stock Exchange, the South African Stock Exchange remains relatively stable below 108 mark, down 1,121 points in today's trade, given by those geopolitical fears, and markets were on edge awaiting that interest rate decision. In Eswatini, things remain stable at 501.77 points in today's trade. And in terms of our commodities, gold is pulling back a bit with a renewed expectation of interest rate hikes, while the price of Brent crude oil is just about to kiss the $100 per barrel mark. And then in terms of the currencies, we are trading slightly stronger against the dollar and also slightly stronger against the euro, even though on the intraday trade we've seen a bit of some downs in there, and then also is stronger against the Japanese yen. Thank you, Notsile.
Thank you very much, Mr. Spear. That was economist Sanele Sibia chiming in today's market. Otherwise, this has been the weekly broadcast of Market View ERS Tech Talk. From myself and the team, thank you for your company. Let's meet again next time. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to Paris Direct with me, Angela Diffley. Let's take a look at our top stories this hour. Iranian-backed Houthis say they have struck 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea as part of a naval blockade on Saudi Arabia. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that fast-track courts will be set up to prosecute those behind the exam paper leaks in his first public response after days of youth protests demanding the resignation of the education minister. And thousands of homes are evacuated in both France and Spain as firefighters battle major wildfires. Welcome to the programme. I'm Angela Diffley. Good to have you with us. We'll start with Iran. The Iranian-backed Houthis say they, of course, are proxies of Iran. They say they have struck 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea as part of a naval blockade on Saudi Arabia that threatens to create a second choke point on global oil supplies. That's following, of course, the near closure of the Strait of Hormuz. And the Houthis issued a warning to Saudi Arabia not to take action against them. Solange Mougin has more.
Getting oil out of the Gulf may be about to become a little more complicated. Houthi rebels who are aligned with Iran claim that they have attacked 2 Saudi Arabian oil tankers in the Red Sea, including an attack on this ship, the Encilia, and on a second tanker, the Layla.